What is going on, all you amazing viewers to play later? How are we doing today? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time it is when you are watching this video. I know, we have this weird thing going on in the Pacific Northwest today. It's called sun. You know, casting this white light coming through the window. Or maybe it's the Emperor knowing I'm about to put my foot in my fucking mouth and Big E's going from the Golden Throne. Chris, shut the fuck up. But anywho, as you know, this is going to be a rant. Alright? Games Workshop did something recently. Maybe you've heard about it. With the impending release of the Custodian's Codex, oh my god, they announced that females have been custodies. Okay. I've been trying not to say anything on this, but I've watched too many videos from people going, oh my god, the 11% of what owns Games Workshop is controlling all of their moves, and we have to do the DEI bullshit in order... Look, I'm going to ask this question, and I want to see if you guys can give me a pretty good answer without being a moron, alright? I personally don't care. I just don't. And here's the thing for me. I started in 2nd edition maybe 5 months before they flipped to 3rd. Okay? Custodians were not a tabletop force at that point. I did some digging. And here's why I had to do that digging. Because a year into 3rd, I had to stop gaming due to things in my personal life. I picked it back up. I got the bug to start painting miniatures because of Star Wars Armada. I walked into Docking Bay 93, a year left on the 9th edition life cycle. And I was blown away by the miniatures. I picked up some White Dwarfs and went, oh dear God, so much has happened. And Docking Bay 93 is my local gaming store in Skagit Valley, Washington. If you ever have a chance to go in there and purchase, please do. They're a great store, great owner, great team, just a phenomenal little gaming experience in a small town. Like I said, blown away by the miniatures, blown away by the lore, started looking into things and went, holy F-bomb, they're actually covering the Horus Heresy? Remember, long time off. 2nd, 3rd edition players, Horus really wasn't talked about. He was the big bad guy from lore and everything else that corrupted the universe, and that's why we have chaos, and that's why we Custodes got their first codex in 7th edition. Alright? I get why you guys are out there and you're bitching and you're screaming. Look, I think G-Dub pulled something stupid by going, they've been there since the beginning, deal with it. One aspect I go, man, that's kind of shitty. But on the other aspect I go, okay, how much do we really know about the Custodians? They're Big E's best friends, because they were born to be his confidants, right? They were genetically engineered to be monsters. They were genetically engineered to be killers. They wiped out the Thunder Warriors. Seriously. What, on top of the Himalayas, I think it was? Some frozen frickin' mountain. Constantine Valdor let them. And wiped them out. Custodes really weren't talked about in lore. They were the Guardians of Terra. They were the Guardians of the Golden Palace. That's all you really knew. The only thing I remember about Custodes was the pathway up to the throne, the 2 guys sitting there with the spears and the conical helms, and not really much else. Okay? My first Custodian Codex was 9th edition. I liked it. I learned about things like the blood games, which I think are just absolutely fascinating. You unleash something deadly inside the palace, and you've got to kill it before it gets to the Emperor. Or, you're a Custodian. Go try to kill the Protector. No big deal. I was blown away by what I learned about them throughout some of the Horus Heresy books that I was able to purchase. I remember when the first 3 books came out, I thought it was just like, wow, that's a great kickoff to the heresy. This is wonderful. And then you have books in there that are basically devoted to, like, God, I can't remember his name. Logar. killing a Custodian to really kick off dark magic. Especially when you hear how the Custodians are so badass, one of them can take down basically 10 Space Marines by himself. They're badass warriors. There's only 10,000 of them. But how much do you know about the 10,000? And that's where a huge part of me has this draw. And the biggest thing that's causing the blurb, other than G-Dub going, they've been there since the beginning, deal with it. And this is the part for me where I go, are you fucking kidding me? So the first female Custode ever mentioned is going to teleport a nuke, an older atomic, onto Big E's lap and detonate it for her role in the Blood Games. What? That's like the Secret Service going, we're going to try an exercise today where we're supposed to be using blanks, but we're going to live fire at the president. Not happening. The fact that anybody who dissented with teleporting an atomic onto Terra and detonating it, she made into a servitor. That's the first female Custode experience you bring along? Now please save me they were picked from the High Lords of Terra and they were picked from the Imperial's best and they're this. No, they weren't. Not every single fucking one of them. Look up the background for Raw Indie Men. Look him up. He was taken as punishment from, what was she, a witch? That chick who drained the last body of water on Earth for herself? She drained the fucking thing? And Valdor showed up and went, I'm not going to kill you, but I'm taking your kid. So they're not all taken from the elite of the elite of the elite. You keep talking about why aren't they mentioned in the lore? How many times have they really been mentioned? I've seen more Custodians mentioned in the Siege of Terra than I ever have anywhere else. Granted, the Horus Heresy books have opened up a huge new lore area and everything else. It's $52. I'll admit, I really like Moritarian. I like his backstory. Badass Primarch who couldn't beat up his adopted daddy. The Emperor had to kill him, so he's had this resentment towards the Emperor ever since the Emperor killed Morty's adopted dad. Okay. Do I think there's some things that are a bit much? Like Angron taking 2 direct blasts from a volcano cannon on a Titan and living? Yeah. But it's part of the mystiques behind the Primarchs. I like Age of Sigmar. Okay, I'm about to stuff the channel. Kind of put it on hold right now because, if anything, I'm a little bit upset at G-Dub for gutting my Stormcast. But I do realize that sales drive what they're going to have in stock. And a lot of stuff they got rid of were single characters. Okay. I'm glad I have them. Thanks, G-Dub. Now I don't have to paint Advantage Firestrike anytime soon because now he's going to be fucking legendary. So I can do it whenever I want. I've got him brand new in a box sitting in my pile of shame. Okay. You gutted me from having to paint Ballistae. I'm okay. I'll get to him at some point. Matter of fact, they're sitting kind of like right over there. Right by my TV and other Adeptus Titanicus Titans. G-Dub can do whatever it wants with its product. You guys canceling your Warhammer Plus subscription, guess what? You bought a year. You've still got the length of your contract to go. You're not going to get billed for it, but you're still going to have access to it. G-Dub slipped in a whole brand new race, the Necrons, in what? 2nd going into 3rd edition? They went, hey, guess what? They've always fucking been here. And everyone went, okay. The Squats. The Squats were what? Rogue Trader? Then they pulled them. And G-Dub basically said, yeah, you know what? High Fleet, whatever weird Roman conquest monster name, ate every last one of them, so they're all gone. Then they popped up the Votan and went, hey, they're not Squats, they're the Votan who have been here forever. You just didn't know they were out there mining. But they're here, they're here, they're here. But like I was saying about Stormcast, there's female Stormcast. I don't care. I really don't care. It's just something different I gotta paint, so instead of it being a bigger body, it's a more slender body. Okay. One of the most badass Stormcast Eternals, what, Knave Blackheart? I don't care. Gave me something different to paint. And that's the whole thing. These are toy soldiers. This is not real life. This is an escape from real life. So what? Games Workshop changed something. I'm more pissed off I can't find a Telemon Dreadnought in resin, and I'm hoping that maybe in this next rollout of Custodian things, maybe you might make a plastic kit for some Custodes Dreadnoughts, maybe? Spending $100 on one Dreadnought's getting a bit much to hide from my better half. I'm going to my gaming store here in about a week and a half when the Custodians box set, the Auric Armor Champions, get released, just so I can have that Shield Captain. I don't need any more, Terminators. I damn sure don't need any more jet bikes. I've already got fucking 6 of them. I can't field 12. If I could, I would. But then again, I hear they've been nerfed in the brand new Codex, which I haven't looked at yet. Don't have one yet. I don't need any more Guard or Wardens. So a lot of those guys are just going to move over to my 30k force, which at one point I will get around to painting fully. But do you see how there's other things to be all up at arms about other than holy F-bomb? So the Banana Boys aren't really the Banana Boys. And if you really want to seriously look at it really, really hard, go look at female bodybuilders. Anybody you see with large breasticles, those are implants. I'm just saying. I'm not saying they're ugly. I'm not saying they're hideous. When you are bulking on weight and genetically enhancing yourself, certain things go away. Look at it that way. I don't care. 40k will go on until Games Workshop goes, you know what? We've had enough of the story. We're pulling the plug. We've survived how many editions? I remember back in second when it rolled into third, calling Games Workshop headquarters and going, you just killed my entire army. What the fuck? And these guys going, no, bear with me. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Trust me, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. They took, the whole Eye of Terror campaign and basically said, fuck you. We don't care what your results are. We're going to do it this way. What was it? When they ran, way back when, the Armageddon campaign? Was it the 3rd or 4th Armageddon War? What'd they do there? Or what was that, Eldar Oathway Master or whatever, who basically engineered to escape his own death by using the portals of the warp and everything else? Look, Games Workshop cares about its bottom line. I get that. A female custode isn't going to make me stop purchasing Games Workshop stuff. I am a diehard son of Fenris. I've been trying to collect everything I can to go back through the things and go, okay, well, if you were in third, I want you, even though I can't find you. Like I'm trying to find a Cyberwolf. That will complete my collection of stuff that's come out recently. I got everything else. I don't know, maybe the Cyberwolf will fit in with my Stormlance detachment, which has got me thinking all kinds of different ways of how to get my boys across the field even quicker. But still, seriously, all this hatred over a female custode? If you want to hate anything, hate the fact she was lobotomizing everybody who went, why the fuck are you doing that? And she was going to put an atomic in Big E's lap and detonate it and go, I win the blood games. Yeah, but you killed Principal. I'm just saying, things for you to think on. I know this is going to piss some people off. I know it's going to make some people laugh. I don't care. I'm venting it because, well, it's part of the gamer world. I'm venting it because it's the Custodes, which I've recently started playing towards the end of 9th, coming into 10th. And I'm just like, we've got bigger things on the planet to worry about other than itty-bitty toy soldiers with breasticles. But that's my 2 cents. I want to thank you guys for watching this one. Hope you're having a great day today. Hope you're having a safe day today. And Emperor willing, unless the atomic goes off in his lap, one day we'll be rolling dice across the tabletop.